Hello. Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hi, Virgos. This is going to be a reading for you. I had a comment on one of my other videos that wanted to know more specifics about what the new beginnings were, what the changes were in relationship to the eclipse that just happened and the April readings that just came out. So I decided that's what I'm going to do for my readings this week. So I did the Scorpio reading, which kind of helped me figure out the design that I want to do. So we're going to pick a topic for you, and then we're going to take a look at what is ending, what is the new beginning, and then we'll take a look at, if I feel like it's still not super clear from the subject matter and the cards that we find from there, we'll pull a couple related to clarifying a bit more what the subject matter is, and then we'll look at what is like the outcome. So buckle up, let's get ready. Okay. Alright, so what is our Virgo new beginning subject matter? What is the topic? What is the area where Virgos will be experiencing, I think it's this one, a new beginning. Ooh, okay. So we're looking at walking away from a situation that, may be okay. We'll find out more once we pull more cards, but it's not your 10. It's not your 10 of cups. And so you're being brave and you're leaving the situation behind in order to go for what will be completely fulfilling for you. Let's find out more about what this ending is. What's more about this ending? Okay, it's the Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting. Wheel of Fortune is a card that is about time. Time does what time does. Time will change. Time will move forward. Time, divine timing, and understanding that there are sometimes releases that we need to do in order to connect with divine timing. Ooh, it's very interesting. All cups. All right, so there's some emotional. Time heals all, as they say, but there is an emotional component, perhaps something where you were feeling stuck. With the Wheel of Fortune being the thing that needs to end, it would definitely give that there was a feeling of stuckness here. So there was more than likely a new desire that you had, a new emotional connection that you were building, whether this was with an individual or whether this was like a creative project. It was something that you cared about quite a bit. And we have here the 7 of Cups in reverse. And with this new venture, you may have felt like you needed to set aside some of your dreams, some of your hopes, some of those fantasies. It may have been something that made you feel like you had to be very realistic. You had to be very much so in the real world, that it was time for you to maybe focus on one cup because you weren't going to be able to focus on all the others at this time. And that this brought to you a form of celebration. It brought you into a good space. But now it's moved you forward. But we go back to the 8 of Cups. And 8 of Cups is all about, this brought you to a better space. It wasn't the complete fulfillment of one of your dreams or fantasies. It did make you perhaps need to be a bit more realistic about your emotional connections, about your friendships, about your the ways that you find joy in your life and in entertainment. But it wasn't the full story. It wasn't everything that you wanted. And it may have also been, and we'll get a little bit more into that, it may have also been something where there was some frustration in having to put down those other 7 cups or those other 6 cups. Those dreams and fantasies that you would have liked to have been able to follow through with. So here's where you're going. I figured a pentacle was going to come out pretty soon. So here's what's starting. Now you're weighing out your options. So instead of feeling stuck, instead of waiting on divine timing, instead of anything like that, you said, it's time to move forward. I have to weigh out my options. In the new beginning, we have the Sun in reverse. In weighing out these options, we have a Knight of Pentacles and we have a 6 of Pentacles. It's definitely leaning towards, we go from emotions-based to looking at all these pentacles. Your time, your energy, your investment into the material world and into your life. When we look at this Sun card in reverse, there seems to be here kind of an ongoing loss of this sense that there's a fantasy or a third option available to you. And we have this Knight of Pentacles, which is very much so leaning towards, it's time for me to pick up my pentacle and go. I need to move towards something that's going to bring me a lot more equity and a lot more balance in my partnerships. You left a place here, and it feels like it was a workplace. And it might have been somewhere where you had really great relationships. You might have been able to be more creative. It was a lot of fun. And it was not your full cup you wanted, but it was getting pretty close to it. But in order to move forward, in order to get this time clock going, you had to bring a little bit more levity to your options of how you were supporting yourself and also how you were seen, or in this case, not being seen. And so the imbalance here, while it may have been a space of joy and fun with the sacrifice of some of your other hopes and dreams and having to be very practical, this practicality is moving forward and is advancing even further, because now you're not only realizing that perhaps a little bit creatively and emotionally you needed to be practical, you're finding out that you need to also be financially, materially practical. The grounding down of this energy clarifiers for the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I'm not surprised by these cards at all. I'll move that in a second. The leaving behind of this space here, like I said, fun, great, everything. Not advancing, definitely not moving more towards your hopes and your dreams. It's making everything very practical, very realistic. And in that, you found that you actually were not getting, you may have been emotionally fulfilled, but you weren't getting the security, the resources, the external support that you were needing. Again, needing to move towards something that would be much more balanced for you. If this is work, because we're moving into the Pentacles. If this is work, then this is leaving the space that you were in because you're trying to find more stability within your home space. Work may have been dragging you down, especially emotionally, because you were carrying home the burden and the lack of support into your home space. And so leaving this space could move you towards, again, instead of it just being Three of Cups, we have Three of Cups surrounded by Four Wands. So they're housed, the cups, the water is housed within a stabilizing force of fire. So that emotional well has kind of like a square of fire around it. Something that's kind of like a protective barrier. But instead of it being something that keeps things out, they're just wands. So there's an open space and there's air to feed the fire, and there's space for people to come and go and really find that joy and peace in themselves. The external circumstances where you are not receiving support, particularly at work, were having an impact on your home life and on being actually able to maintain and enjoy these relationships. And then we have a King of Wands. It is time for you to step up as a leader. It's time for you to step up into the light. And it's interesting that we have a King of Wands, and then we have here, as we explore what this new beginning was about, we have the Sun card in reverse. Now, the Sun card is usually a card about being seen, being appreciated, childlike wonder, childlike joy, all those types of things. But I think that this has been a very sobering wake-up call for you, in the sense that this has been something of reaching into this very mature energy, a fire-like space. And so instead of it being the sun to a wise old man or a father, you're moving into this space where you are maturing. You're approaching this in a very mature manner. Not to say that you won't have the realization or receive the recognition or the awareness and the appreciation and things like that that normally come with the Sun card, but with an understanding that in acting in the way of being the Sun and kind of juvenile and like taking on this third space, third chance, third choice, may not actually be serving you, because it's time for you to show up as the King of Wands, as the person who has mastered that fiery energy within you. Not learning, not needing still guidance, but of mastery, a maturity. A lot of this is, like I said, this reading is giving a very sobering energy. That's the sobering energy is underneath the surface. Surface level, this is your route to joy and happiness and stability. And that comes from the maturity of how you're approaching your life. All right, let's take a look at your outcome. You have the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Three of Wands. So, slow moving. Again, still slow moving. Clarifiers for your Eight of Wands in reverse is the Three of Wands. Turning your back, starting to move forward. Starting to realize that your vision perhaps has not been big enough. A new offer coming in. So again, we're still maturing. There's still a lot of growth and forward movement. A new offer coming in. And an Ace of Wands. This is your chance. Because the compromise that has kind of taken some of the joy, the light, the sun in reverse out of your life is trying to show up in a way that says, if you are actually going to embrace that the joy that you have and the joy that you want, you deserve, and that you have to create the circumstances around it to protect that energy. And you're saying, well, I will make the choices that will allow me to do so. I will step into this role of leadership and of maturely addressing my sexuality, my creativity, my inner fire. It's my inner fire. And I will guide. I will use it as I please. I will be the leader in this position. And if you do that while it may be slow moving, while you may not get all the things that you desire, your vision will widen. You will have more insights. You will see more and want to expand even further, go further. And with that, we get a Four of Cups, which is a nice one from this one. Your overall energy is to leave this situation behind that's not giving you everything you want. And in doing so, you are starting the advancement, but it's slow moving. But that is a part of maturity, is that sometimes things don't happen like that. Sometimes they take time. And this is showing that right now it may just be a space where things are taking time. You get a new offer that's coming in. You have the Three of Cups here. It was great. It was wonderful. May not, though, have been connected to spaces where you were supported fully, and you need to have more equity within your workplace, within your finances, and within the people you share time and energy with. And so a new offer is coming in. Are you so trapped in the past of the things that didn't work out, of the spaces that you continually have to be leaving, that you're unable to see this new cup that's coming in? And the question to ask yourself is, again, is this cup connected to my Ten of Cups? Is this cup that I'm going to take going to advance me further towards my Ten of Cups? Or am I going to be settling and moving back towards another Three of Cups situation, Two of Cups situation, Ace of Cups situation, where I have to rebuild all of this emotional currency all over again? And we get an Ace of Wands here that is saying that you have to find the excitement in the moment of doing these things that are moving you further towards your Ten of Cups. If you're going to master and be the King of Wands, that means you have to be willing to take the wand by the hand and be able to move that energy, direct your will towards what it is that you desire. And if you know what your Ten of Cups is, that's where this Eight of Cups is heading. It's walking away from this situation, because it is not a Ten of Cups. It's only an Eight, and we do not settle. We do not stick so much to this idea of perfection in the moment that we let ourselves become stagnant and unable to move forward. You must release. It feels good. It's happy. You're doing well here. You're enjoying yourself, but it's not all that you want, and it's also not equitable. It is not an even distribution. more than likely you are giving more and you're putting more into these relationships with your friends, with your coworkers, with your job, than you are receiving in return. You may even be finding that when it comes to your home life and your personal relationship, your marriage and your children, your family, you're also finding that you're not receiving the support that you need out there in order to come home and still be able to maintain the home fires. You're leading towards burnout. And it's only because the emotional side of things and the material side of things are not matching up. The investment for either is not adding up. Two of Pentacles. And so if you're going to be able to be brave and embrace being a King of Wands, embrace being the person who directs your will towards your goals, that means that you're going to have to allow things to move slowly, but you're going to have to definitively be able to walk away, increase your vision, make new choices, take new opportunities for new connections and new ways to express your creativity, and do that with the things that excite you and that bring excitement into your life. Okay, so that's going to be it, Virgos. If you'd like a private reading, go ahead and send me a message. If you'd like to work with me on your inner work, making the unconscious, conscious, dream work, active imagination, send me a message. And if you'd like to know a little bit about your astrology, I'm happy to help you out there as well. All right, I'll see y'all later. Have a great one. Bye.